guys, so the other day I was watching a YouTube channel called Feasting with Babish, and they were exploring a Dominican Republic breakfast. Now, often I watch a lot of these cooking programs, but I can't really copy them. A lot of ingredients are quite difficult to get here, so if it involves anything to do with fancy cheese, or so anything that isn't Gouda, or butter, which is incredibly expensive, you can't really go down those routes. But he covered something that I can do because it involved plantain and it involved a pineapple. And we happen to have really, really good pineapples here. So these usually come from Bugasera. This one, it smells incredible. They're often really sweet in season. So what he made was a fermented pineapple drink, and I think in the Dominican Republic it was called something like Guarapo de Piña. And he said in Mexico it's called tepache, and it just looked so simple. I thought, I'm curious, because apparently it is a fermented drink, so I assume very slightly alcoholic, but it's drunk at breakfast time, so not that alcoholic. I'm expecting something a bit like kombucha, a little bit stronger than kombucha, because kombucha's got a very, very, very small, almost undetectable amount of alcohol in it. So I'm expecting it to be a bit like that, but maybe a little bit stronger. I don't know, let's find out, because all you need is a pineapple, some water and some sugar. So I'm just going to follow exactly what they said in their recipe. First, I'm just going to cut the top off this. Ooh, that's soft. It's nice. And my dad once sent me out this, it's like a pineapple ring maker. It's kind of hard to explain. You line it up with the tough core in the middle, you press it down, and then you just start to do this, and it just goes down inside the pineapple, creating little rings, which is pretty amazing. And you keep going till you feel it hit the bottom. I've actually got a straw and I kind of suck some of the juice out as I go along, because otherwise it just comes up out the top. Oh my goodness, this pineapple is so sweet. Amazing. I'm never too sure when I've hit the bottom. Oh wow. I'm going to enjoy eating this. I rarely get a pineapple because, for just me, it's too much to eat on my own. Although you can freeze it. Yeah, I think we've probably reached the bottom. And then you just pull it out like this. And there's all of your pineapple rings. Oh, and it leaves a perfect little ring in the middle. It really is quite amazing. So I'm just going to pop these in a bowl here. I think usually you just cut it down the side, like so, and they will fall off. And that's your pineapple ready to eat. I like to put it in the fridge because I always think it tastes better when it's cold, but that is really, really lovely. You're going to suck the juice out the very bottom. If you take this bit out here, it would be quite a good sort of cup for a cocktail, although it is leaking slightly. Okay, so for the drink, you're supposed to remove this outer sort of skin, eyes and all. The parts that you would usually throw away, basically. It's actually a little bit harder to do this now that there's no middle in it. Maybe slight flaw in my plan here. Well, to be honest, I could just cut that, couldn't I? There we go. See, I really like any recipe that uses up parts of food that we don't usually eat, because it really helps to keep waste down. Because otherwise, this would just go on the garden and kind of compost. Oops. Oh, that's completely come off. That's amazing. That is literally the perfect core of the pineapple. It hardly even bends, it's so solid. I just had a slight panic because I suddenly thought, oh no, have I got something big enough to put this in? But then I remembered I have this. I bought it at Tay du Mille if anybody's looking for one, but it was a while back, but I assume they've still got them. So now I need to put water and sugar in there. So I'm pouring in filtered water from my water filter. Hope I'm going to have enough. So I think that the original recipe called for 1 quart of water and 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Now, being British, if it isn't in millilitres, who knows, and cups, yeah. So I'm just kind of going to eyeball it and kind of guess. Yeah. Then you're just supposed to cut up all of the bits and throw them in there, including the core. In goes the core. Then it says to cover it, and they used a cloth, but I'm just going to put this little lid on, but I'm not going to press it on. I'm just going to do it very, very lightly, and I'm just going to pop this top on, but not properly screw it, just rest it. Because if it's fermenting, there's going to be gas, and you don't want to trap gas inside, but this is a very big jar, so I don't think it's going to be problematic, but the gas can escape if it needs to. And then it says just to leave it at room temperature for 1 to 2 days. Now, what room temperature is depends very much as to what part of the world you're in. At the moment here we're in the rainy season and room temperature's around the mid-20s, so that should ferment pretty quickly, I think. So I will check it tomorrow and the day after and see what's going on. I assume that once it's fermenting you're going to see little bubbles rising in it. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Okay, so it's about midday on the first day and it just looks like pretty clear water with the pineapple still sitting on it. Doesn't really seem to be any bubbles going on in there. Nothing that really suggests fermentation. Oh, it's got a slightly more fermenty kind of smell to it. Very interesting. Give it a taste tomorrow. Hi guys, so basically I totally messed up. They said that you should leave it for 1 or 2 days and I'm a bit lazy, so I left it for 2 days and it kind of looked a bit scuzzy fermenty by the time that I went back. It kind of had a bit of this grey bubbly stuff going on, and when I opened it, it smelled alcoholic. It smelled like it probably shouldn't be that pungent for a breakfast drink. So I'm afraid that I had to throw all of that out, but I've just bought another pumpkin? I've still got Halloween on my brain. I bought another pineapple, begins with a P, same thing, pumpkin, pineapple. So I'm going to prepare that, and it's slightly smaller than the last one, so I'm going to put it in a slightly smaller jar and I'm going to leave it for 1 day and then I have to drink it for breakfast. That's the deal here. I'm allowed to make it a second time, but I have to leave it for 1 day and then I have to drink it for breakfast because it's a breakfast drink, apparently. Let's try it. There are already fruit flies sussing it out. Honestly, you can't leave any fruit out for more than a minute before fruit flies appear. Cat meets pineapple. Right, here we go again. Well, that doesn't seem to be turning into actual rings at the moment. Yeah, that's gone a bit weird. Not sure what's going on with that. Maybe it's a little bit too overripe. This is brotherly love in action. You distractor-mongered. You daft sods. Sensei Howl training Jazz up. Would you like a foot? It looks rough, but they're absolutely happy. Hal would have left by now if he wasn't. There was a time when Jazz was really, really tiny, and Hal would take him by the neck and walk him around the kitchen floor like a mop. It was really bizarre to watch. But now Jazz is pretty much big enough to take care of himself. Yeah, somebody's chopping something down next door. It's distracting them. So yeah, it's still wonderful to know that this was grown just up the road in Bugesera. Okay, so here's my much, much smaller jar. And I'm just going to put some sugar into it. And then some of the pineapple. I feel like for fermentation things should probably be completely submerged. We could top it up with a bit more water. Okay, so the top's on very, very loosely. There's our pineapple and sugar water. And not tomorrow morning, but the one after, I'm gonna give it a go. Morning, guys. So it's late morning, it's about 11 o'clock. I've been busy doing washing, pottering around, just got out the shower. There's some building work going on next door, which you might be able to hear. And I was just about to make breakfast when I remembered this. Yeah, so it's been going, I guess, for about a day and a half. And it's kind of got a lot of froth on it, more than even the last time around. So it's got a lot of froth, but it looks white and quite clean. It's bubbling away, so it's definitely fermenting. Sort of in the same way if you were pickling something in brine, you would see those bubbles coming up and a little bit of froth. Only this is a lot of froth. I have to admit I am not really in the mood to try this, but I feel like I can't leave it any longer, otherwise it's going to turn into something potently alcoholic. So it's not supposed to be particularly alcoholic, it's just supposed to be a slightly fermented pineapple breakfast drink. I feel like it's probably one of those dishes that you really have to be in that country to appreciate. But let's give it a go. I'm going to pour it out. I'll smell it. If it smells okay, I will sip it. And if it tastes okay, I will put it in the fridge to stop the fermentation and maybe drink it over the next few days. So, yeah. It's a good thing I've got health insurance. Let's have a little sniff inside. Yeah, I'm not too sure that I like the way that smells. Okay, it's very yellow. I'm going to go away and watch the video again and see whether or not it was yellow in the video or whether it was clear. Okay, well, I guess it kind of looks the same. So they're drinking it, sorry about the building work, they're drinking it in a glass full of ice. So I guess let's try that. So it looks a little bit cloudier than it did in the video. It was quite clear in the video. Okay, let's give this a go. It doesn't really smell that strongly. It's quite a subtle smell. It smelt a lot more pungent in the jar. I was expecting it to smell quite strongly, but it doesn't. So let's try it. Oh! Oh! Oh, that's really nice. Oh, that's lovely. It's very, very subtle flavour. It's, you know, not strong at all. It doesn't taste alcoholic, I don't think. No, it's just like a very, very subtle pineapple cold water. And there's ever such a slight fizz on your tongue from the fermentation. Oh, I get it now. I understand. Oh, that is such a refreshing drink. That is really, really lovely. I could see, especially in the hot weather, it's a bit cold at the moment because it's rainy season, but during the hot season with ice, this is perfect. It's kind of, it would be like your orange juice in the morning, only a lot less acidic. Very, very subtle flavour. Oh, that's really nice. I would definitely be making this again. And I think for the rest of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the fridge to stop the fermentation. And then I'm going to drink it over the next few days. So yeah, okay, I get it now. I understand. This is really lovely. And it's a fantastic way to use up the parts of a pineapple that you wouldn't usually eat. Cheers. Mmm.